and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, "What are you gonna do?" And I told all these men, like, "Yo, why this man got a brick on my face? He's holding a brick."
I'm back at you with the Men's Mind State and Cultural Review, and this is Roda Osman, and she has been convicted about lying about that incident. See, this incident she talked about here, y'all remember this from a couple years ago? It's a complete lie. It didn't happen, as I told you about at the time. She has now been convicted of lying and defrauding mostly black women who were so quick and ready to believe that black men were just out here randomly assaulting black women for no reason, and other black men stood around and watched for sport, which didn't happen at all. And actually, yesterday, October 29th, she is now a convicted felon for that fraud. And let's listen to this video that I did earlier today to talk a little bit about that. Brick Lady Roda Osman is convicted. She has been convicted about lying about that brick attack back in 2023. Here it is, y'all. He was convicted of theft by fraud for raising that $42,000 from gullible black women who verbally went around the internet assaulting all of black mandom. Y'all still owe us an apology for that. We're still waiting on that apology from black women who said, "Here's the art." Well, we know women don't ever take accountability and apologize, so we know we're not going to get that apology at all. But one thing we are going to get is some justice. Roda Osman has been convicted for this lie that she tried to perpetrate on black men. The black Susan Smith, our own kind, the enemy from within, and all the black women who were so quick and happy to jump on board and make up this lie and perpetuate this lie that black men just assault black women or don't protect black women. And they gave her all their money. And that's just the money that came from GoFundMe. We don't know. We know for a fact that others were sending her money directly, Cash App, and other ways. So that's just the money that they're getting back. I think GoFundMe at the time finally flagged the fraud and sent them their money back at the time. But her sentencing is 90 days it says in prison. I'm not sure if that's going to be served in the actual prison or just a jail. And then 10 years of probation. And if she violates the probation, she could get up to 10 years in jail for the violation. And then there's $42,000 of restitution she was ordered to pay back. But, I'm not sure. Maybe she got a lot of that money even after GoFundMe closed down the fraud. I guess they weren't able to get the money back they might have refunded customers directly. So she probably has to pay the money back to GoFundMe. So, because they probably refunding the gullible women out of their own pocket. However, there were notions from the very beginning that this was a lie and a fraud. And I was one of the first people telling you within days of this incident that it was likely a scam and showing you the pattern of her running this same type of scam in the past. So I had multiple videos coming out telling you about the fact that this whole thing was a scam. This was the first video I did on it being a scam at the time. Also started talking about, you can see 2 years ago, started talking about her lying, about her being Susan Smith, because she was lying on black men just like Susan Smith did, tried to set black men up like Emmett Till, put out the dog whistle that black men are evil and violent, and then they go get rounded up and picked up and castrated and all sorts of other things. This was the setup that this Somali woman wanted for black men. Now, let's watch that original video, right? Because there were clear signs from the very beginning that this was a lie. Listen closely to what the men are saying who are there. The men who are responding on the scene as it happened before she goes to the hospital, where we see later on that she's in the hospital. Listen to what the men are saying at the time in response to her. Let's see. Get this playing.
Yeah, this man hit me with grabbed a rock and it hit me in my face because I would have given him my number.
What part of brick
and
is?
all y'all just watch.
What you want?
Y'all see that?
What you want?
Y'all see that?
What you want to do?
What y'all gonna do? I want y'all to be a man.
Did you all hear the fellas on the scene? Where the brick is? You got hit with a brick. They asked where the brick is. Where's the brick? And they asked like, where is he? Who did what? If they were there when it happened, why would they be asking who did what? Now look at the guys, some of the main guys who were asking that. These two guys back here in this building behind them, all right? They're asking, where's the brick? Where's the guy? Keep that in mind, and let's take a look at this. All right, same building right there. Let's listen to this previous video that I did 2 years ago when I was showing you all it was a scam. You're going to see those same two dudes. Here they are in front of that same building that night talking about what really went down from their perspective of what they actually witnessed and where they were when it happened or when it didn't happen. Let's see what else Miss Susie Q Sweet was up to that evening from two security guards outside the club who weren't there at the moment it happened, but who encountered her right afterwards.
Like coming from the gas station.
We just came from the gas station, right? And she was talking about she got hit with a brick, you know what I mean?
And we was asking.
So we just like, what just happened, bro? Who just hit you with a brick? She talking about a guy in a suit. You know what I mean? But we saw the guy earlier though. We never knew he was a bad guy though, you know what I mean? We saw the guy earlier, like we working and stuff like that. So that was around here and stuff like that. It was moving and stuff like that with the girl before she got hit with the brick, you know? So what happened? We just don't know what happened. I think they had like an argument or something like that. We just don't know. That with the girl before she got hit with the brick, you know. So what happened? We just don't know what happened. I think they had like an argument or something like that. We just don't know.
Before she was trying to fight with another.
Yeah, she was trying to fight with another girl right there before she.
So she was over there fighting with other women. Where were the women to protect that other woman from her? So what did those guys say? They weren't there. Who hit you with the brick? Where's... So guy hit you with a brick and he then picked it up like he's an assassin who picks up his shell casings after he sniped somebody from a building? He hit you with a brick and the brick just disappears? Nobody was there to see it because it didn't happen. But what did happen, what they did witness, is her being violent, trying to fight other women earlier that evening. And they said that she was following the guy around. And the guy that she claimed, that she described and claimed hit her, claimed. Now, there was surveillance video from other buildings in the area that captured what happened that night. And the police came out in Houston and said that the video showed her assaulting the man. She assaulted women that night, and she assaulted the man who she claimed hit her. Again, this hematoma on her head, it didn't come from a brick because you would have had broken, scarred up, broken skin, bloody, and all that sort of thing. It doesn't have a clean swell like that. And that's not on video. It didn't happen. And she already had that swell before she came to the club. And she's had this swell in the past. There's video of her clubbing a year or two before where she would go out with the hood on and she was in her apartment showing the swell on her head, and then she put the hood on over it. I'll find that video again maybe and post it in another video if I get some time to look for it. So here's one of the videos I did 2 years ago starting to expose the scam. Brick Lady exposed scam black women owe black men an apology when I was talking about it at the time. And I want to show you this piece because it again that she has a pattern of perpetrating this same type of scam over and over again. So this video, the incident that we all know about happened in 2023. This video she posted was in 2020. Right? Now watch this and see how similar it is to what happened in 2023. Multiple different last names.
You up and they mad because you trying to beat somebody. They mad because you trying to beat somebody. I'm trying to be a doctor and they mad. Look what they did to me. Look what they did to me for no reason. They don't beat me up. I'm 30 years old. They gonna beat me up. Grown ass niggas try to beat me up. Grown ass niggas try to beat me up for no reason. Look at me. bad person. Y'all know that. Y'all know I'm a good person.
It's the replay. This is instant replay of the current situation. The same holding the video with her left hand, looking into the outside of the club and showing her jaws that she's been supposedly assaulted and supposedly has swollen jaws. Exact same thing as right now. Exact same thing as right now. Then the speech she just gave about, I'm not a bad person, I ain't done nothing to anybody. Exact same speech she gives on that supposed hospital bed. So you can see she just runs down the same scam over and over again. So let's take a look at this. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this thing up there that I want. So as I was showing you before, 2 years ago, I was one of the very first people to start showing you that she was scamming. This is a scam she did in Minnesota with this cop. Hold on, let's see if that would show again. All right, it didn't play. But let's get into that. Let's look at this video. All right, so I'm going to play a part of that video. So this is part of that video about her scamming that I put up about 4 or 5 days after this all came down. Let's get it cracking. All right, so doctoral student shares her near Ahmaud Arbery and Sean Reed experience. All right, so this is her. This is Roda Osman. Right, that's her name. And she's Somali. She's talked about being a refugee. Don't know how true that is. Just because she immigrated here from Somalia doesn't mean she was a refugee, but maybe she was. And she just goes into this story about how she was in the dollar store. And she was in there. She says she was talking to her sister, I guess on the phone in Somali. And somebody didn't like it. So they called security on her. But according to security, she was cursing. Or at least the person who was making the accusation says that she was swearing in the store and picking up a lot of fuss, which actually seems to coincide with the way she verbalizes and conducts herself on every single video that you see. Loud, vulgar, nonstop. So I guess this is her taking a picture of the security guard confronting her. She claims that this is a near Ahmaud Arbery experience. That brother who was castigated in the street for being in public in a neighborhood where somebody thought he shouldn't be, run down by car, they jump out the car, point a gun at him, and blow Ahmaud away. And she's claiming being asked to leave a store is akin to his experience. Nothing happened to her. I tried to read through as much of this crap as I could. It's just her waxing gender studyingly in her verbiage and her analysis about the situation. So now let's see another incident where she was raising money for being a victim of violence. Another time. Herself, a friend put it up on her behalf, but it's for Roda Osman, a young black Muslim single mother. So in 2020, both in Texas and in Minneapolis, she's being assaulted by private security, according to her. And here, she had a goal of $5,100, and she juiced $4,800 out of people. I'm sure out of mostly black women, she juiced them for $48 back in 2020. I also have information saying that she also got GoFundMe money for this incident, but I couldn't find a GoFundMe that still exists. I couldn't find it anywhere. So I don't know if she juiced this one, but she certainly mediaized it. She certainly made sure she got publicity and made it a media event to increase her profile. So we already got 3 or 4 prior incidents of her being beat up and assaulted and her monetizing at least a couple of those. You think she's done? You think that's it? Nah, fam. She's using the same playbook. Assert Ahmaud Arbery and Sean Reed and other real victims of real incidents. Try to play yourself up as if you had those same things happen to you and then raise money off of those incidents. That's what she's out here appearing to do. And here goes her latest. helped Rhoda. Again, that's her name. That's her right there. Without the hematoma from the brick. Right. Here she is. Her friend made this one for her as well. My good friend Rhoda was visually attacked. And it says somewhere in here that she asked me to make this GoFundMe $35,000. Y'all are sending it to her. But this is what she think of y'all women who send her that money. This is what she think of y'all black women.
Let's keep it real. Now, I'm not talking about a girl with a big ass, because, shout out to Somalia, shout out to Nigeria. I'm talking about this whole 20-inch waist, titties that sit right here, big butt, all at it, and now y'all running to the doctor to go get it. Y'all love the trans girls. They taught y'all how to sissy y'all fucking walk when y'all were out here walking like dinosaurs. They taught y'all how to put out
men with wigs taught y'all how to be sissies to be women.
This was clearly her pattern. This is what she does. She had been doing it for years already, and even probably surprising to her, that last one really blew up big. She had done it before and stayed under the radar, and she had only raised $4,000 or $5,000 here or there running that scam. But this time, it blew up really big and went everywhere, went viral. And then that was the difference. And then a lot of us exposed her. And then Daphne, the queen of accountability, took it further and made sure she stayed on Houston police to do something about it. Because funny enough, the guy who was actually falsely accused wasn't going to do anything about it. He was just sitting over there, just taking the false accusation and getting threatened. It wasn't doing a thing about it. It was just going to let it ride. And this is the problem with black men too often. We let women get away almost literally with murder. We let them do anything to us, assault us. We don't get them charged up, anything. And that's why they keep doing it. Because we let them. False accuse us, key up your car, do whatever they want. They have no right to assault you, falsely accuse you, or destroy your property. And we should stop letting them get away with it. So shout out to the Queen of Accountability to follow me all the way through on this. And shout out to all of us who kept this, brought this truth to light to begin with. We're going to get out of here on this one. You're watching 2007 from Men to Mind State Cultural Reviews. Please click a couple of videos back to back as you're leaving out, because that will allow to make sure that my videos come up on your homepage when we do new videos, because they don't do the notifications and the bell anymore. So please interact by following up with another video. Like, subscribe, notification. We out.